What if?
What if we could only
What if we were live?
we lie?
Are we live? Are we live?
Are we alive?
Are you alive?
I don't know.
It's alive!
Question mark?
It's alive.
You gotta put a question mark on it.
It's alive.
Maybe?
Maybe. Is it alive?
Is it?
It's alive! Was it a question on the end?
You had to you had to trail up at the end.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's
Happy
Day.
Valentine's Day to
Happy
everybody
Valentine's
out
Day.
there in the world.
Anybody else call it Valentine's Day? Like with an M? Anybody else call it Valentine's Day? That's just me and my borderline speech.
Did you used to think it was Valentine's?
Yeah.
Like, did you think it was like at about a time? Oh, it's Valentine's.
Well, no, people just said Valentine's Day, and like I would hear Valentine's.
You
For
just
some
said it
reason.
right and
I
then
don't
said, "Okay, I'm so confused."
With
So how do you-
Valentine's Day,
It is
with an
Valentine's
N.
Day.
Yes.
Saint Valentine.
Yes.
Day.
Yes.
Valentine's Day Massacre. Anybody?
Ooh, wow.
It was
Ooh, wow.
mob stuff. But
Bit deep for,
So how
for
long-
Valentine's Day.
so like, was it a while before you realized it was an N? Like, did you think it was an M? Is what
Yeah,
I'm
I thought it
saying?
was an M. Yeah, for a long time.
So you'd misspell it.
Yeah. No. Wait. Shoot, that's a good question, actually. I don't remember.
You
I
don't
think I just said it wrong the whole time. I think I just said
I'm trying to
Valentine's,
stand more
but
erect,
spelled
look
it
more
right.
Slender. It's Valentine's Day. I'm trying to not. I want everybody to know. See, like this is. There's a lot of. This is not really.
There's a
all
lot of
me.
extra room.
There's
Okay.
extra room in here.
Okay.
I mean, there could be. Nope. There's nobody else in there. I was checking to make sure, but I mean, it. This sweatshirt is older than you. That's how much I love this sweatshirt.
Jesus.
Today's topic.
That's
Love.
wild.
This is actually a friend of mine. His name was Giuseppe.
I don't actually think I don't think I have any clothes that are like older than my brother or sister.
Well, my friend Giuseppe was really into wearing black and white clothes at a stage when he was actually about your age when he got this.
Okay.
Or thereabouts.
Giuseppe Italian?
Giuseppe Michelangelo Ganja. That was his name.
Okay.
Giuseppe Michelangelo Ganja. And he
Mhm.
liked a larger than average sweatshirt.
Okay.
And actually, he lived in this very room at the time.
Really?
He did, but there was no room.
Okay.
There was no room.
There
See
was
this
no
wall?
rooms.
There was no wall there. No wall at all. There was no wall.
Okay.
None of this exists.
None of it.
None of this insanity and the
Oh,
masks
snap.
and the magic. See the poster?
The poster, yeah.
Do you see the poster? I'm
Yeah,
pointing at it.
yeah,
It's
I
a really
see
nice
the-
poster. Ooh,
I see the poster, yeah.
I can get close to it. It'll eat your
Yeah.
hands though. It'll go. Wah. Watch, they disappear. Anyways, the point being, I built this city on rock and roll. do. Okay, love.
Love.
So, anyways, no, I really love this. This sweatshirt has like lived beyond its. It is so soft at this point. I mean, it is, and except
Mhm.
I've decided to do a new designer. It's like a dress shirt. I roll it up so that now it doesn't, because it was falling apart at the bottom.
I think the only thing I've ever loved for a long time was myself, intermittently.
The only thing I've ever
Intermittently.
loved for a long time is myself intermittently.
Yeah.
Do you love the? Okay, I know that we have. I know no one thinks we work hard. I know. But are you enjoying some of your work?
Yeah. I'm enjoying my work.
Like, I really love this part. I love the part where I get to sit here and talk to you and it actually feels like I'm doing something even though I'm not.
Yes, I will say I get very like stressed out by the rest of it, but
Right.
I think if I want to keep doing this bit, I have to do the rest of it. So I have to figure that out, you know?
Well, we're trying to grow our brand.
Yeah.
I mean, Where's the Line is really the cornerstone of where we start. Like
Yes.
in our heads, this is us talking about reality and the world.
Yeah. I think it's an attempt to spread love
I think so
and
too.
positivity.
And positivity.
Yeah.
We talked to India this morning. Hold on.
What is that?
You just don't even know how to turn it off. Problem.
I thought I turned it off.
No, you just turned it down.
Oh,
There's an off button.
There's an off button.
For those
I
of you who
see.
suddenly felt warm out there, I suppose I should look to see.
Should look to see.
Hold on.
You gonna look in the doobly doo?
Oh, that's funny. The one comment I can see is from. Keep talking.
Okay,
Talk to
okay,
people.
okay. Hey, how y'all doing? I'm gonna share it real quick. Do. What do you guys
Say
love?
hello.
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 What is love? Baby, don't hurt me.
We did. We
Don't
were having a
hurt
moment
me
of
no
what
more.
should we sing?
What should we sing?
What's your favorite song about love?
It's definitely What is Love. There's gotta be it.
Well, that's not. You didn't.
Well, no. I like Love of My Life. Love of My Life is a good song. I like that. That song.
No,
Love of my
no.
life.
Oh,
Oh, that was bad.
I thought it was boom,
Love of my
boom.
life.
Oh, see, I'm thinking of the one from Dirty Dancing.
Ooh.
Isn't
I
that?
don't think I've ever watched Dirty Dancing.
How about the Love Show? Love exciting and man, my voice is blown out. So we'll skip to the
If I knew that one.
the
Oh, L is for the way you look at me. That one's just
well,
fire.
don't.
I love
We'll
that
finish.
song. Oh,
you
really?
keep stopping yourself.
It's for the way you look at
Oh
me.
God, see, it lost
Oh,
something. You
I'm
were so
sorry. I'm
enthusiastic
sorry.
at L, and then
I'm
O
sorry.
just the Love Show promises something for everyone. The Love Show. Set course for adventure, your mind on a new romance.
Wait. Is that a real show or is that from South Park?
The Love Show. Soon we'll be making another run. The Love Show promises something for everyone. You've never heard of the Love Boat?
No.
Oh my God, the Love Boat in
Never
Fantasy
even
Island.
heard
Have
of
you ever
it.
heard of the plane, boss? The plane, the plane.
Nah, it sounds
So-
familiar though.
Well, see, everybody still makes fun of Tattoo.
Okay.
Hervé Villachez.
Did they do like a bit of this on South Park?
The plane, boss. The plane, the plane.
Like the Love
And
Boat
then-
thing? Because I remember some bit of some dude singing. No, that might have been the biggest douche in the universe. That might have been what that was. That
Jesus.
I'm remembering. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The point is, wow, that went somewhere. Oh, wow, that went somewhere. It's an open smile on a friendly shore. It's love, it's love, it's love. It's the Love Show. Oh, it's the Love Show. Ah, that's the end of that.
Aha.
I changed boat to show because we're doing the Love Show.
Okay, the Love Show.
This is the Love Show, man. Boom, 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 boom.
Have you found love?
So, yes. And it's complicated because here's the thing.
That's
Well,
how
no.
it starts, man.
I love.
Mhm.
I really love everybody. I
Mhm.
love all living things. I know that's a corny thing to say, and it's a very Buddhist thing to say, but I'm pretty chill with my cats and my fish too.
Mhm.
I used to think I might be like Polly, like that loving everybody meant I loved everybody.
Right.
Because people, like when people come into my orbit, I care a lot and I feel very responsible
Right.
for them.
Right.
But it wasn't until I listened to an interview with Temple Grandin. For those of you who don't know who Temple Grandin is, she's an autistic woman. She is a genius, has a genius level IQ. So if you're thinking one means something than the other, that's not true. She is or was the primary person behind the design of safe and compassionate means of slaughter of cows.
Okay.
Sounds crazy. And so PETA gets mad at her because they're like, well, yeah, but you're helping kill cows.
Right.
And she goes, well, yeah, but shouldn't we do everything we can to
Compassionately, yeah.
compassionately and the quality of life? So it's funny. She gets into a fight with everybody to some extent, only because she doesn't agree. I would, for the
Mhm.
record, if anybody knows Temple Grandin and she sees this, Temple Grandin, you are on my Valentine's Day list. I love you. But she was on NPR
Mhm.
and discussing her concept of love,
Mhm.
and she identifies as um aromantic and asexual. I'm not trying to pull that out of the bag on her. That's something that she has chosen as the way she describes herself.
Mhm.
When they asked her what love meant, she went into a deep description of her sense of responsibility and that her understanding of love was relative to whether or not those things were on your list.
Mhm.
And that's how she knew she was asexual.
Mm.
I mean, aromantic, excuse me. That she knew that wasn't really, that there was another thing other people feel beyond that. That
Right.
there's a commitment, romantic love thing.
Right.
Thus, if you don't have that, but bump.
I don't know. I don't know if I've ever like felt love. Like I think I have, but it could have just been infatuation. So I have a hard time like
Isn't it hard? It's really hard
trying
when you're
to.
young.
I have a hard time like figuring that out. But I will say like I've met girls that like when I got to know them and stuff like that, I wanted to be a better person for them. So
I
I
and
don't know if I could consider that love. Like that's the marker of if I can that's in my head the marker of like whether or not I love this person is whether or not I want to be a better person for them and I want to like better myself for them. I don't like I don't know if that's love though, you know?
so I deeply love my wife.
Mhm.
We've been married 20 years. Happy
Mhm.
Valentine's Day, Sean. I really love you and appreciate you. I'm not as good at the see, and it makes it sound like I wouldn't be good at the romantic part. I'm really
Mhm.
good at the romantic part, but it's that I understand people very well, so I'm good at the ooh.
Yeah.
No, I think my wife would currently say I'm really bad at the romantic part because I'm not. I've been very focused on what we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, have I found love? Yeah, in a million different ways.
Yeah.
But is it? I don't think anybody fits just the okay, and this is what love means.
Yeah.
I think it's like anything else. Everybody's on some spectrum of something about what how they love and what they love and what they
Right.
need, and
Right. Right.
it's for me. It's almost like putting together a puzzle, and like you can jam in a piece.
Mhm.
This sounds pretty graphic, but it's not. You can jam in a piece. That doesn't mean it fits.
Right.
So like,
Right.
and so each piece has picture humans as having a million sides,
Mhm.
and you're looking for pieces that fit.
Right.
Not to say that there's one. I don't know how
Yeah.
that works. I'm not
I don't
judging
know if
either way.
I don't
Are
know if
you?
I'm
Do you
big
believe in
in love at first sight.
love at first sight?
Uh,
And would you know that at the time, or do you end up knowing it later?
I think you would know it later. I think if
It
there
might
is
be
such a thing as love at first sight,
overwhelming in the moment,
I
but
think I
you might
think
feel it over and over again and go, "Oh,
yeah,
is
yeah,
that?"
yeah, yeah, I think so. But I feel like in the moment you're going to feel something, but then like looking back on that moment, you're going to be like, okay, I kind of
Well, you like
I was at least really really attracted to this person
it wasn't just the
from
apple
first
bottom jeans and the
conversation.
boots with the
Yeah.
fur. It was that she had a
Yeah.
decent conversation.
Yeah. At least the first conversation was
That's right.
amazing.
I worked Florida lyrics into our conversation. That's for you, Florida man. Well, Flo Rida. It's his name's literally
Yeah,
Florida.
Florida, yeah.
His name is.
Yeah, he definitely did
I
that.
love
Should
rappers.
I be
You know,
Ohio? No, they're gonna think I'm Japanese
no,
or
you'd be
something.
Ohio.
Ohio.
No, you'd be O
Uh-huh.
I O.
Ohio.
No, O I O.
Ohio.
So the first word is O. You got to separate
Where
it
the
somehow. You got to like
what about the H? So
you uh
okay.
say O one more
Okay.
time as you try and figure out
Okay.
how OH works.
Okay.
O
OH.
I
Okay.
O.
I didn't see where the H
And the
was.
best part is it translates to O on off.
In what?
It's why you always see the IO. It's really a 1-0
Uh-huh.
that you always see an IO next to power switches. Is because it's binary
Oh.
for on off.
Oh.
IO. Oh,
Okay.
IO.
That's funny.
My name is OIO.
Ohio.
It means on off, man. Kind of amazing, isn't it? That's why I said, "Oh,
That's funny.
we come with a million names for you, man."
But do you believe in love at first sight?
Not like that way. Not like the idea. I believe in. There's that first infatuation. I believe in finding, connecting with somebody on a level that the interests mesh all of a sudden, and you're like, wow.
Yeah, I think you. I think you can. I think a good portion of the love bit can be done in the first meeting, but I don't think
Yeah,
that you can.
ladies, you heard that.
I don't
Good bit
think
of the love bit on the first meeting.
no, but what
Don't
I'm
wait to the
saying is
third date.
I don't think you can develop into like a full blown love off of a first meeting though. Like I don't think you can love a person as deeply off of a first meeting than you can after knowing them for some time. You know, like I think it's a different thing. Like but do I think it's possible to like really like somebody off first meeting? Yeah. That's
Well, I think you can be.
yeah. Maybe infatuate? I don't know.
So
Like
is love at first sight whether or
really
not the
infatuate.
infatuation
Right.
turns into something?
Right.
So maybe you get that feeling over and over again, and you, oh yeah, that was, or maybe
Right.
maybe we've never felt that.
Right. That's possible too.
That I mean, I'm busting out my aromantic side and going, I know I that
Right.
it doesn't. I'm too outside.
I wanna know
I'm too
what love
outside my head.
is.
That song. You're just trying to.
Yeah, I really like that song. I'm sorry.
I love that. Do you know what? My dad loved that song so much that the Christmas it came out, one of the things he wanted for Christmas that year was the
Was
Foreigner
the
album.
oh
Yeah, that it was the
he
Foreigner
wanted
album
the
with that on
album?
it.
Okay.
I almost swear that
Was
was.
the album any good?
Oh
Like the
God,
rest of
yeah,
the
yeah,
album?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah. No, back in the day, like artists worked really hard on putting together a collection of
a good
songs.
album. Like
Yeah, that all
yeah.
like went together.
I think people still do, but there's definitely a different thing where people are just
Donda,
throwing tracks on there.
Donda,
Well,
Donda.
well, that's not even one of the worst ones.
You
It's
know what? Actually, I shouldn't say it. I like Donda.
no,
I
there's
shouldn't. I shouldn't.
sometimes
I shouldn't rag on Kanye. Kanye, I love you.
sometimes I'll listen to an album and I'll see that it's 20 tracks long and I'll get to about 14 and I'll be like they didn't have anything more to say.
Well, that
They like I can tell and I'll listen to the rest of the album and I'll be like, yeah, they really didn't have any
I
more to
took
say.
5 pages of notes on Donda after listening to it. Stopped it. Remember when we stopped it? We started it.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
debated. We
Yeah. We took
discussed.
a second. We took some
All I
time with that
remember
one.
is getting to the end and going, "No way, he's talking about the damn watch again." Really? Like
Do
that's
you
what you
want to
added?
not be on my ring?
That added something to this
It's
album?
so
You came
good.
back?
It's so funny.
Well, but it is the first time. The second time, it's like, eh. And by
Nah,
the way,
I
have you
listen.
noticed I own a
I
wristwatch that costs
listen.
more than your house?
I listen to that song and I'm like, yeah, that's funny.
He's literally
That's
admitting he
funny.
loves a wristwatch that costs more than my house.
Yeah, but I will say I haven't listened to that song since we. I haven't listened to a single song since we watched Don.
You
I
don't
mean,
go
listened
back
to
to it.
Donda, except for like Jail. I listened to that one.
Yeah, yeah,
Again.
yeah.
That was a good
Who
song.
gonna get you out tonight?
Yeah, that one's good. That one's
Ain't
good. I
nobody
like
getting
that.
you out tonight, man. Kim ain't even coming now.
Damn, damn, dang, man.
And Dre's busy.
And I just saw something that
He was busy doing the
I
halftime
just
show.
saw something dumb that he like isn't letting Kid Cudi be on his album because he's friends with what's his name.
Oh my
Anyways,
god.
sorry. We should not talk about this
No,
right
I
now.
mean but in all reality,
It's
I think you know that it's time for something new in music when it becomes more soap opera than music. Rap has
yeah.
gotten very soap opera-y. I remember when classic rock, thank you Fleetwood Mac, got so soap opera-y that inside one band it was
Really?
amazing. Oh,
It was just
we won't even go into
constant
Fleetwood
drama.
Mac, but think Caligula meets Days of Our Lives. So lots of nudity and people stabbing each other in the back.
Caligula meets Days of Our Lives.
Yeah, yeah. That I mean, I
That's
love.
funny.
Speaking of things I love Fleetwood Mac.
Right.
But yeah, man, it was. There were divorces. There were people sleeping with each other. There were
Right.
made for amazing music, man. There's nothing. There's nothing like the passion that love gives an artist.
I'm saying if I listen to it and Donda 2 is better than Donda 1, then I'll give Kanye a pass for all the
You're
stupid
coming
stuff
back to
that
Donda,
he's
aren't
been
you?
in.
You're a crazy man.
But if
I love
it's,
you.
you know,
I tried to get us
it is
somewhere
what
else.
it is. No, love. No, I'm saying. I think the passion of love or the loss of love can inspire somebody to make some of their best stuff.
Well, isn't it? Oh, what's her name? The little blonde trollop that Kanye used to get into fights with.
Who?
The little blonde.
Taylor Swift?
Yes, that.
You
I
mean the
just looked.
person she interrupted? He
I, I
interrupted.
I was. That's why I said the little
Yeah,
blonde trollop. But
yeah,
Taylor Swift has made an entire career off breakups, hasn't she? Isn't that like what she
yeah.
does?
Pretty much.
She goes out and meets a Kennedy or what are those boys that one of them's Thor?
Thor.
Yeah. What's Thor's last name? You're
Chris
just
Hemsworth.
because wasn't she
One
hanging
of
with
the
that?
Hemsworths.
Because she was hanging with
Yeah.
one of the Helmsworths for a minute. She had a Helmsworth, a Kennedy. There was someone else she added to her list, but they've good music out of it.
Probably one of the. No, I don't remember that
She
one.
never Bieber, did she?
I was thinking about the Jonas Brothers. I was
She
wondering
never
if she
Bieber,
ever.
did she?
No, I don't think so.
That'd be rough.
The ages are a bit off.
Well, that's what.
I think
Love is
maybe. I
love.
don't
No,
know. I
love
mean,
love knows no age,
Hollywood's a
sir.
weird place. You know.
I have no idea. I don't know. Have you ever been there?
I don't either. I don't. The headlines that
He's
come
like,
out of there are
damn,
really
he
weird,
called me
though.
out.
The headlines
I
that
always
come out of
assume
there are
it's
really
just
weird.
actually
So I
real
assume
people.
it's just something going on over there.
Well, no, I think it would.
Until I get over there, I'm assuming something's going on over there.
I would assume part of it is it's kind of weird living under a microscope.
Probably.
If you
It's
took
probably really weird living under a microscope.
so if you took your day to day and people picked pieces out of it, it would be a very deceptive view.
Yeah, it'd be very weird. I could see how my life would get weird if you just took pieces out of it. You just saw me
Pieces.
out when I was in public and stuff.
Well, and right. That's my point. Is that love is complicated, and we can't really. I can't look at. So you can see Brad and Angelina, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, and you kind of saw a relationship and saw it go through its phases and then go bad or whatever happened. I'm not judging. What my point is that love is crazy.
Well, the thing I constantly have to remember is that they're all just humans trying to figure it out. I mean,
Right?
Bill Gates got divorced.
I do love that about humans.
I mean, what's his name? Bezos got divorced.
Well,
Elon Musk got divorced.
right?
Like, it's like they're all just people trying to figure it out. So I don't really.
Okay, so in some of those instances, the billionaire ones, not necessarily Bill, because that's a different situation.
Right.
In my head, for some reason. I mean,
Right.
maybe it's an age thing. But do you think that's because of where their love is placed? Is their love placed more?
Well, the thing is,
is there love on them, or is there love on the money, or is there love on growing? Is it the growth of the corporation, the organic? This is a bonsai tree.
I think to some extent, when you have like a very, very like goal-oriented, driven person, it can be difficult to be around that. I think in general, it could be just because like if you're so focused on what you need to do and not so much the people you need to be around, it can be hard to maintain that. Like I can't see like I could see coming out of the other side of working really hard for years and years and years and finally having the money that you've been working so hard for. And I could imagine a relationship coming out of that and being just really, really worn down.
Worn down, right?
Yeah, just because.
Well, because
you've been trying to keep the wheel running. You've been trying to keep the car running.
Well, but in the end, that means that the other person, all they're ever hearing is support me, support me, support me, and you're going, well, no, I don't have time for you.
Right.
Well,
I can't really inspect too much into that, but I also know that like I'm getting more busy, and it's hard for me to keep up with. Oh, I want to take you on a.
Should we show off?
What?
Should we show off? Watch this. Watch this. We have a couch. See, we could have guests. There's a couch. Does everybody see the couch? There's a couch.
Yeah, there's a couch.
See, and we could be talking, and people could be on the couch.
Yes.
We could be talking, and people could be talking to us. And see, and we're talking, and ooh, look, then they're talking. Oh, there's Shug.
Oh yeah, Shug.
Hello, Shug. Can we ask you some questions? Today on Studio 586B presents Where's the Line? The Stories of Shug Knight, the cat. Meow.
Oh my gosh.
He said, I'm not going to talk to you. I'm sorry, folks. We will go back to our normally scheduled program. The point being,
Mhm.
I would love to have people in. Not necessarily for this show. This show's kind of our Where's the Line show, and I love what we do.
Mhm.
And this is a perfect segue, not really, into the idea that this is something we love doing, and we
Yeah.
want to share it.
Yeah.
Um, that okay. I promise that by tomorrow we'll have an active time on when we're gonna do open mic and when musicians can come in and stuff.
Okay.
Um, we need that.
Mhm.
That as much as we love to talks too much. That that becomes a singular voice again, and that's not our goal.
Right.
One of the things we're looking forward to doing is some more impromptu kind of shows, like the story show, which will be more driven by when we can talk to somebody than by
Right.
time.
Right.
We still may bring it to you live in a way where you can see it and perhaps even add a question as we go. But then what'll happen is that'll make it available for viewing and for listening later.
Mhm.
Um, just because it's nice to be able to have an audience that can go, "Hey, you're talking to this person. Let me,"
Yeah.
which we maybe even eventually, if that kind of stuff is semi-scheduled, we know what's going to happen. We may be able to tease you, and that way you'll know to be there if you can. Um, but the reality is, yeah, you know what? As much as I'm stressed by it all, and I'm stressed,
mhm.
there's no doubt that I am stressed by everything we're doing and the decision to double down.
Mhm.
So what I need is all of this other stuff. So I'm going to double down on content.
Yeah.
Um, because I think to some extent that's the first rung. And the problem is it makes it so hard to see other plans.
Mhm.
That the very first thing you have to do is very much us being here and loving being here and
Yeah.
sharing that. Um, but we want to see it go beyond just that,
Yeah.
beyond us. Part of the reason, for those of you that didn't catch our morning show this morning, we talked to India for about 15 minutes, had a brief discussion about the weather and Buddhism.
Mhm.
Definitely we know that Bali is the closest thing related to Sanskrit, as in it starts from Sanskrit and comes down to Bali. We know that.
Yes.
But we were having trouble communicating. I think there was
Yeah.
a couple minutes of, I wish I could say his first name properly. That's why I get stuck saying it in English. It's Buddha. I'm awful. I am so awful. But we'll have him on again.
We'll have him on again.
One of the big ideas is we want to talk to people not just in our backyard, but all over the world.
Mhm.
That one of the amazing things today's technology is given us, and the reason I love it as a tool. There's a button.
Right. There's a button. It's pretty simple. You
I
just
mean,
hit it.
we didn't go planned or high tech, and today we talked to India,
Mhm.
upstate New York,
Mhm.
uh, Virginia, just north of D.C. Yeah,
Mhm.
there we go. Peoria, Illinois. So I mean, we covered a good piece of the United States, nice little arc, and then we got a hold of India too. We didn't hear from our friend in London until after the show was over.
Oh, okay. He called after.
He texted. We're
Oh, okay.
The way we're in contact is amazing. It's not even I'm
Mhm.
using some standard phones to call people, but I'm also just using apps where I can just hit a button that says, "Yeah, call this person."
That's cool.
Well, but what I need, what I would love,
Mhm.
for those of you that thought I was way off my path, what I would love. What's love
Got to do it.
got to do with it? Who needs a heart? It's a second and emotion. Gonna do it.
I don't think she did that.
She did.
I don't think she
It's a
did that.
second hand
I don't remember her
emotion.
doing that.
Emotion. Emotion.
Okay.
Get down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher.
What?
What I would love,
Mhm.
I want to be able to reach out to as many countries as possible.
Uh-huh.
and as many states and as many cities. And I want it to be our goal to talk to people everywhere and like keep track.
Yeah.
Not to say we're not going to keep talking to the same people too,
Yeah.
but I want to reach out to all of our contacts anywhere.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it's, yeah, the bit is we're checking the weather,
Right.
but the bit really is we're reaching out all over the world and saying, hey, good morning. This is Studio 586B. Can you tell us how the weather is today? Well, who rocks you the most from coast to coast? You know the way to say it. If it ain't you, it's me. Are you listening to Studio 586?
Are you listening?
B.
Are you? Are you
Are ya?
really?
No, not really. Is anybody out there listening? No. Arnada's out there. Arnada said hello, and somebody tried to sell us some stuff in another language.
Yeah, in another language. Yeah.
In another language, I was impressed. I assume it's one of my many friends that are scammers. So, like, isn't it weird
Mm-hmm.
when you grow in your friends list?
Yeah.
So we have more people to talk to in more places. Not on purpose, for the record. I'm not doing that on purpose. I'm just going, wow, this is interesting. One of the things you get is these weird people that are not really people.
Oh yeah, I've gotten a couple of those.
I just accept them.
Couple of those.
Adds to my friends' numbers. There's one that I never say anything to.
They keep talking to me about YouTube views. Pay this much money for this many views.
What I
I'm
do is
like,
I've got one I
yeah,
just
sure.
send gifs to,
Mm-hmm.
peanut butter, gif,
Mhm.
gif,
Peanut butter gif.
gif,
GIF.
gif,
GIF.
gif, gif,
GIF. GIF.
gif, gif, gif or
Something.
gif.
A GIF for GIF.
Which is it?
A GIF for GIF.
A gif for gif?
Yes.
So how do you say it?
A GIF for GIF.
Do you say give?
I don't actually say that word.
Well, what do you say if you're sending one of those little things that has a little, like, it plays? What's that called? You see the little thing that says GIF. What do you say? GIF or GIF?
GIF. GIF.
GIF?
Yeah.
You're wrong.
Because
But
you say
anyways.
Giphy. I say Giphy. One has a Y, one has a PH and a Y on it. On
I
there.
know. People do debate that, though. You know this, right?
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Can you
'cause it's
imagine
a
being
G.
attached to that?
It's a G. Yeah. That's.
Maybe it should be.
I would rather spend my time debating if a hot dog is a sandwich. I think that's a better use of my time, personally.
Maybe. It's meat in a
I
bun.
think that's one of the questions that like the world is really looking for an answer to.
You know what? I think
I
people
think,
are slipping meat
seriously.
into buns all over the world, and they don't care what it's called.
Okay.
That's my belief.
Okay.
You do what you want with your hot dog and call it what you please.
Okay.
It's up to you.
It's up to you.
Even if you want to cut it off, that's fine with me. Whatever's your thing. You know what I mean?
Whatever floats your boat.
Whatever floats your boat. I'm in favor of love in all shades. Well, I have this theory. So,
What's
like,
your
if we all
theory?
loved each other and loved each other, and this is what I think happens. So, if we go into the future, I don't think the aliens are, like, from other planets.
Mm-hmm.
I think the funky little gray aliens with the almond eyes
Mm-hmm.
are what we could look like if we all just keep screwing till, like, the year, like, 3,000 years from now. I don't know why the short thing happens.
I think
we go to Mars,
Mm-hmm.
we leave and come back.
Mm-hmm.
We live on a higher density planet.
Uh-huh.
And with diversity, we all screw till we're that gray color. But the Asian almond eyes went out, but we live in the dark, so they get bigger.
There's no one like that could introduce the gray color though.
Well, that's the.
We'd all be tan.
Haven't you ever mixed all the colors together?
We'd all be tan.
Maybe.
Well, if you take the darkest person.
No, not if we lived. But if we lived in the dark, so right, we end up tan, and we end up.
So we all end up
gray from living in the caves. On that planet we went to.
We would end up gray. We'd end up like clear, like white.
I don't know.
Like pale.
You're fighting my whole alien theory as much as you can instead of getting on board. I'm not talking to you anymore.
I don't believe in aliens, man. No, I do. There's no way there's not aliens.
Anyways, and love.
Yes.
We'd like to talk to aliens. If there are any aliens out there, I would love to talk to aliens.
Oh my god.
I would literally love.
What would you ask alien?
What's up, bro?
Oh my god.
And what would I ask an alien?
Mm-hmm.
What would I ask an alien? Can I see your papers?
Oh wow. Oh wow. Can I see your papers?
I'm sorry, we're gonna
Can
need.
you plu-
I'm
can you
sorry, we're gonna need to put
can
your
you
children in a
prove you're from
cage.
can you prove you're from Mars?
Can you prove you're from Mars?
Please.
I'm sorry. We don't have the proper paperwork. You're just gonna have to stay right here at the border. Not gonna do it.
I thought he'd land in like
Not gonna do it.
in Arizona or something.
Well, that would. Arizona has a border.
Yeah, but like
Get back
no
across that
Nevada,
border.
no Nevada, right? That's where Area
So,
51 is.
so are you expecting? Well, no, we've got aliens, not the ones we already have. Where are you? I thought these were gonna be new aliens that I got to talk
Yeah,
to.
new aliens.
So why we care about Area 51? Why are they going to Vegas? Is that where the aliens think like?
Okay, what if they went to New York? What if an alien like plopped down in New York?
Okay, no more aliens.
Okay,
No more aliens.
okay.
No more aliens. So the point is, love is kind of complicated.
Yeah.
We were talking about my love situation, and
Mhm.
I deeply love the people around me and people in general. And then there's people I have a great deal more gratitude towards.
Mhm.
And there are also people I feel, and there are people that I feel higher levels of responsibility for.
Mhm.
Um, so for love, to a certain extent, for me was could I focus? And amongst all the other things going on, if I focus just a little bit on something, I'm pretty
Mhm.
good at picking up the clues.
Mhm.
I don't know. Some would say I've been a failure at this game, and I would say, yeah, probably.
I think I've failed upwards.
I failed upwards. That's
Yep.
not a bad direction to fail. If you're gonna fail in a direction upwards, I think we all actually are failing upwards. Everything's a
Pretty
lesson
much.
that you may like. Even when you feel like you're falling back, you're kind of going up that ladder.
Yeah. I think you're still gonna learn. You're still gonna learn things from like, unless you're like trying not to. Unless you're actively trying not to learn anything, like you're gonna learn something from every relationship and every attempt.
Oh man, my buddy Paul's on from Jakarta.
Mhm.
I love that. I'm telling you, I get excited every time I realize like I know the love show is funny, and I know for us to try and do a show on love is even funnier because I'm not neither of I yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's part of it was knowing we were on the spot to deal with this.
Yes.
That especially as men, we're kind of taught to keep it like
Well, no, I'm fairly like, I like love. I really like love. I've liked it since I was a kid, but
well, there's so many different but I liked love. Like so which kind?
what do you
But do you
mean
know what
which
I'm
kind?
saying? That I love the joy instilled with love. I don't
I
like the
always
attachment to it and the drama.
I always like the idea of getting a wife and having kids and having a white picket fence and getting a dog and stuff like that. I always like that idea.
I get you.
But I mean, as I get
The
older, I'm
traditional.
as I get older, I'm like thinking about it and I'm like, do I really want to do all that?
Do I want to mow the lawn? Do I really want to mow the lawn?
Well, not just that, but like, do I really want a kid? I don't know. It's a deep question.
It's it.
It's
I think
it's
people
I
should
don't know.
hold back on even worrying about it as a question till they're like at least mid 20s.
No, I wasn't gonna think about it till
No,
like
no, 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 no,
30,
no,
but
no.
still,
What I mean is right now I wouldn't even.
yeah,
I'd just set it down. I wouldn't even bother thinking about it. I'd be like, I know I'm not going to do that right now.
right,
And
right,
you know what? And in the back of my head, I'd be like, someday that might sound right. It
right.
may. You know, who knows? My brother at 50.
Mhm.
Wow, wow, David, wow. As a person now just hitting 50, he's 55, and so now the kids are a little bit older.
So they're five.
Still small.
Yeah.
No, they're smaller than that.
Oh, okay.
But wow, it's a lot. We've got a 9-year-old here,
Yeah.
but that's a
Yeah.
lot. I mean, and two of them. But then again,
If I was gonna do it, I'd do it before 40. I think. I think.
yeah,
Maybe. I don't
part of
know.
me thinks that.
I don't know.
Or if you know what
If
you,
it comes, it comes. You know. It's.
but at the same time, there are old Hollywood guys that like in their 90s were having more kids, and
Yeah.
you're just like, and people would go like, well,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? I mean, you know what, you're not gonna be here. He said, I'm not gonna be here. What do you mean? What am I gonna do? I'm obviously not gonna be the one handling it. I'm not handling it now. you know, there's
Dang.
people and there's more than enough money. This child's gonna grow up great.
Dang.
I forget who. Man, it was. It was yeah. It was one. It was
Yeah.
one of those guys. It was the dude from The Odd Couple. Well, that
The odd
doesn't matter.
okay,
No,
whatever.
not the version you've
Okay.
seen. The old version. Um, love is. I don't think anybody can define it. I think part of the problem is trying to define
I
it.
think you gotta define it for yourself.
Well,
I think
yeah.
it's one of those things that you know it when you feel it, but at the same time, it's tough to. I don't it. I don't know what love is, man. I don't think anyone does. That's the real
I think
answer.
that's the honest Valentine's Day answer. I don't know what love is. Not to say I don't know what love is, but in the sense of it's another one of those things that the more you try to describe it, somehow you make it a little bit less.
Well, I know what happiness is, but I don't know how to describe that quite yet either.
So they're all just things that exist in your head.
I think that there are things that yeah, there are things that exist in my head, but like can't describe them all the time.
Well, that they're feelings as opposed to
Yeah, it's feelings.
realities.
It's not.
It's almost like
Yeah,
different colored sunglasses to wear when you're looking at the world.
you can
You know
see
what
it
I
that
mean?
way. Yeah.
That to some extent, that I mean, we all become kind of enamored in love with the idea
Mhm.
of being in love. A lot of times we lose so much time and space just trying to get that peace that we don't even exist.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
That when we think of, being loving and compassionate to all living things, you should love yourself.
Right.
That it's important to love
It's
yourself.
important to love yourself. Yeah.
Like if you're alone tonight on Valentine's Day and you're going, "Oh my god, I'm alone." Don't. Know that you matter enough that that's cool. Enjoy some time, some space.
Yeah.
That you know what?
Do something you enjoy.
Don't let this piece of your life be the only thing that defines you. I think a lot of us end up going,
Mhm.
love is love, work, church. Those are
Mhm.
three things where we're like, oh, I'm one thing.
Mhm.
Love the idea that you're not one thing. You're not a single note. You're an entire friggin' symphony. That each little bit is these cool interludes in your musical journey, if you
Right.
will.
Right.
The rise and fall of a large operatic orchestral movement, where of course there are down moments. Well, but you have to have that, or you can't build to the up moments, the
Yeah. Of
denouement.
course.
So it's feeling like a down moment. Just remember, everything that goes down must come up. Cycles, wheels, it all turns.
Everything. It
Love's
changes.
complicated. Don't beat yourself up. The hardest thing we do is where we touch where the paths cross, where we run into each other. The bumping, the
Yeah.
bumping of love
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean out there? That bumping of love stuff. That's where the trouble starts.
Yeah.
That
Troublesome bits.
love is complicated because it means admitting you care. There's a risk to it.
There's a risk to it.
There's an exposure.
Yeah.
But in that exposure, you open yourself up to being able to receive. So that you can, you know what? It's hard. There's no you got to start that motion. And it's I get that it's hard to open up and go, wow, I love these things, or wow, I love life, or wow, I embrace joy,
Mhm.
or because there's an oh my god, what if it leaves?
Mhm.
Everything leaves.
Right.
But it's good to be open to the idea of receiving what's out there, even though you know it's not permanent.
Yeah.
The world goes in circles. We can't stop it. The rivers flow. But man, embrace the love you find when you find it. Whatever you're loving today, love it. Love it.
Love it
Whole
all.
ass, not half ass. Never half ass anything.
Mhm. Not even
That's
love.
it. Whole ass or no ass, brother. Dum dum dum. The Love Show. Soon we'll be leaving you. The Love Show. This is the torture that you're due. The Love Show.
Why torture?
My voice is so bad, it's gotta
Didn't hurt until you did that.
hurt. I love
The
everybody.
record scratch
I
one
really
got
do.
me.
Happy Valentine's Day. Yeah? Happy Valentine's Day?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You got a microphone over there? Say happy Valentine's
Happy
Day to the people.
Valentine's Day.
Any special somebodies out there you want to wish a happy Valentine's Day to? Happy Valentine's Day, Sean. I love you. Happy Valentine's Day, Bentley.
I would
I'm
not.
getting my immediates. I'm gonna hit Sean and Bentley. I mean, it's hard to not go. Oh, I love you, Echo. I love you, Mom. I love you, Paul in Jakarta. I love you, all of my grandkids. I love my kids, Jason. I love Brian. I love. There's too many. There's a
Too
lot.
many. Too many.
I love everybody. Everyone in my family from
Mm-hmm.
top to bottom. I love you, Ross. Happy Valentine's Day, buddy.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. Yay, happy Valentine's Day.
Yay.
Happy Valentine's
Happy, 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 happy.
Day. Damn, that was quick.